What's going on, guys? My name is Dylan. As you guys know, I am an 18-year-old real estate wholesaler. I've gone from the point of being completely broke and having no clue what to do to making thousands and thousands of dollars in real estate wholesaling, all at the age of 18. Today, I really want to break down one of the most fundamental and important steps of your real estate wholesale business, and that is going to be the acquisitions process. In today's video, we're going to take you all the way from being a beginner acquisitions agent to taking your business to scale so you can make $100,000 and more per month. First thing I'm going to want to talk about is, as a business owner, you need to be a good acquisitions agent yourself. If you're trying to start this business, and even if you have money to spend, you do not want to be fronting all this money and having no skills to close. Not to mention, you also don't want to be hiring acquisitions reps and closers if you also don't know how to close yourself. So first thing I always recommend is close your first deal by yourself. You can apply the same fundamental rules I'm going to be talking about later in the video to your own business as a solo man. But like I said, you always want to close this first deal by yourself just so you can get the first-hand experience. The skills you're going to need to close your own first deal is how to walk a seller through the acquisition sales process. First thing you're going to always want to gather is the seller even looking to sell the property? This will determine everything. If they say yes, then go on with the rest of the call. If they say no, don't be pushy. You can't make someone sell their house, as I always like to say, so don't be pushy, just go on to the next. The next thing you're going to want to ask is, how much are you looking to get for the property? Followed by this, once they answer this question, you're going to want to follow it up with condition. They have to explain their asking price with their condition. That's why I like having it in this order, because if someone says it's a full rehab and they're asking full market value price, those two don't go together. That's instant leverage later down the call that you can use to negotiate the price. You're going to spend about 5 to 7 minutes on condition and price. At that point, you've built a pretty good foundation of rapport with the seller, so you want to go straight into motivation. Motivation is why they even want to sell the property in the first place. So figure out why they want to sell the property, whether that be due to inheritance or due to pre-foreclosure or whatever the case is, and then wrap it all up at the end with timeline. That's a very, very basic description of how the acquisition sales process should go. But if you frame your calls around that and expand upon that, you will see success. The next part of the video that I really want to get into is how you actually structure an acquisitions process in terms of systemizing it to see very, very rapid results if you decide to hire, or even if you decide to just have like a 1 or 2 man shop and need to systemize your process. Let's go on the computer and I'm going to show you guys how it's all set up. All right, boys, so here's the full wholesale business breakdown. Basically, it's going to go from the point where a lead comes in to the point where you hand it off to your dispo agent to actually sell the deal. So when the lead comes in, they either come in through 2 funnels. They either come in inbound, meaning that they fill out a form on Facebook or Google, or they come in outbound, meaning that you're VA or you use SMS or something like that, outbound marketing. If they come in through inbound, you're going to want your VA to qualify them. If they come in through outbound, that's already going to happen, so you don't need to worry about that. It's then going to be passed off to your acquisitions manager. Your acquisitions manager is going to be in charge of that lead from the point where they make the initial contact all the way up until they get that contract signed. Then it will be passed off to dispo. So acquisitions manager is going to call, they're going to do their acquisitions call, they're going to build rapport, and then they're going to schedule an offer call. Always schedule it so you don't get ghosted, right? So at the end of the acquisitions call, you're going to be like, oh, okay, that all sounds great. I think we could put together a good offer for you. When would be a good time to discuss that offer? And then whatever time they say, that's the time you're going to call them and give them that offer. Once you make the offer call, if they say no, automatically put them on a 2-week follow-up to follow up on the offer and see if anything changes. The reason why you want to do that is sometimes people change their mind, or sometimes people come to reality on how much they're asking for their property. So always follow up with your offers, never leave them in the dust. Now, if they say yes, you prepare a contract, set up a live signing call. So be like, okay, great, I'm gonna get that contract prepped. What's a good time for you to go over the contract and read through it with me? Basically what you wanna do and what you wanna be trained to do is walk a seller through a contract from A to Z. Any questions that they possibly have to answer, handle it on that call. Never make it so you're sending out a contract blankly, because that'll lead to the contracts not getting signed and you will get ghosted. Once the contract is signed, you want to hand off the seller to talk to our transactional coordinator. In the case that you're a 1-man shop, there's not going to be a transactional coordinator. It's just going to be you. But if you're working with like a partner or something, then you're going to want to hand it off to them. The way you're going to tell this to a seller is that our transactional coordination handles everything from opening title to actually scheduling a closing date on this deal. So they'll be in contact with you to do all that scheduling and whatnot. Right at the end, you're going to hand it off to your dispo agent and they're going to begin marketing. They're going to get the VIP buyers first to walk the properties, to get pictures, videos, and overall feedback. The reason why you want to send a VIP in there and not a random guy is because you don't want the deal to ever be ruined. Always get your most trusted buyer to walk the property first, or yourself or someone that you know in the area, just so you never get backdoored on a deal. and then either sell it to the VIP buyer or begin large scale marketing, so investor list, Facebook, SMS campaigns. I'm going to make another video completely tailored to dispositions because that's a whole nother topic. This video is more tailored on how you want to flow your acquisitions process into dispositions and kind of make sure it's all flowing well. And yeah, guys, that's basically all you need. It's a very simple breakdown on how you should set up your systems. You want to make sure it's very simple because if you ever have to train someone on this system, you can easily explain it to them. Like, you can just either show them this video or just walk them through this. This is like a 6 or 7 step process. It's not hard to memorize, and you will be able to train anybody on this method. So yeah, guys, any questions at all on this video, please let me know in the description. I'll try my best to answer every single one. And also, as you guys know, me and my partner Hunter also run a one-to-one mentorship program where we basically take you from the point of having no skills, you're a complete real estate beginner, to closing your first $15,000 to $20,000 deal in under 90 days, literally guaranteed. We do offer that as a service, so if you are interested in that at all, it'll be the first link in the description. Click that link, apply to see if you would be a good fit, and then one of our team members will reach out to you and obviously discuss further plans. But yeah, boys, that's all I had to say for this video. I wanted to keep it super short, super simple, because a lot of people overcomplicate this, and it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to hear in the next video in terms of like what topic you want me to cover or what you guys are struggling on, and I'll be sure to go over one of those. And yeah, see you guys next time.